Hey guys, welcome to another SaaS Landing Page Teardown. Today we have Paddle, which is it was a tool that I never really thought too much about because I thought it was like too similar from Stripe. But then I actually met someone from the team and they explained what the difference was and so on. And I never could have told from their homepage and their pricing and throughout their entire website, right? So what we're going to be doing here today is kind of comparing, what they actually say versus what they actually do, and then you're going to see how bad the homepage really is at the moment, right? So they talked about the complete payments solution for taxes and subscription and everything for SaaS. At least they say they're totally for SaaS. They do provide a glimpse that they enable multiple currencies and multiple methods, but you do have to pay some attention to that as well. They do show that a lot of people are using it, and they have like this little tab saying why is it different that no one's going to read. People are just going to skip right through this, skim through this stuff, and then they have like a bunch of things that I'll have to check a million pages, in terms of the checkouts and the invoicing and the payment processing and all that stuff. I'll have to check every single one of those pages to understand if it's better than what I'm using now, right? Which very, very little people will do unless they're crazy upset with the current solution they have, or they're just thinking of creating a custom one and so on, right? So what's happening here is that they look at this and not going to see barely any difference between what they have now and what Paddle does, or barely any difference between what Paddle does and just building a custom solution, right? Especially if they have, when it comes to pricing, when they have twice double the transaction rate as all the other tools, right? Where they find it very, very hard to justify, right? So other tools charge this, and then these are things that people don't usually account for because they usually only think about this cost as well, right? So what we need to do here instead is we need to show why it's better in every single angle, right? So for example, I have this table right here where we have the perceived value and then the actual value, right? So the perceived value is people only see that they can get a couple more payment methods. They can have everything in one tool, which in this case might not be that much better. They don't see many difference between Stripe and Chargebee that they might be already using. And then the risk is huge, right? So they see very little reward and a huge risk. They think the migration is going to take months and months. It's prone to a lot of mistakes, and is going to take probably hundreds of hours from their dev team that has a lot of opportunity cost. They could be focusing on something else, right? So when we look at the actual value, when we have more payment methods, it means that we actually might be converting people that are not converting at the moment, right? Because they only use PayPal for whatever reason, or they don't trust using credit cards. Or we might have less churn because we have it has some stuff for failed payments when it's insufficient funds and all those sort of things, right? It's taken care of. And then there's less failed transactions because let's say you're trying to buy a SaaS product and the payment processor is in the US, but you're buying it from Latin America. And because it's too far away, the bank might block it. And then what they do is they have like a closer bank account. So it's like 10 times less likely for that to happen, right? Because if that's really annoying, they'll probably just give up and not buy, right? Then when it comes to taxes, Paddle actually charges everything for you, and then you just have to declare the taxes based on one entity, which is Paddle. It just simplifies the whole process. I'm not 100% sure how they do it, but I'm sure it's way less of a nightmare because I used Stripe myself. In my case, it's a service, so it's a little bit different. But I know it's a bit of a nightmare just to show the fees and everything that they charge every month, right? Especially if you have like European customers and you're from the US and all that stuff, it gets crazy confusing. Then they also offer a lot of things around pausing and downgrading and upgrading and all that stuff, which takes care of everything. And in reality, the risk to move is just something that is going to pay itself, right? So the fee, the 5% kind of pays itself because it saves a lot of your dev team's time. With the payment methods and everything, you're actually going to make way more money out of it. It's going to take less than a month to set up. It's going to be a one-time setup, right? So if they were to explain all these things properly, then they would have a reason for them to make way more money, have everything in one tool, get rid of all the complexity and maintenance of the payment processor, has something that they set up once, even if it takes like a month to do it, and they call it a day. Everything is smooth sailing from there, right? Plus that they could always justify everything that they talked about on every single thing, right? So for the payment methods, how many people in the world do not use credit cards, or they use PayPal or Alipay, for example? Maybe they could have unlocked the Chinese markets, or they could have unlocked the entire Asian markets, right? That they are not doing at the moment. With less churn, how much churn can you prevent? How much churn comes from failed payments, right? How many failed transactions is the average SaaS company getting that they're not really noticing, right? How much easier is the tax offering? How many how much money can you make from upgrades and downgrades that they're not making at the moment? So by quantifying all these things and how much more money they can make, and showing that is like a one-time setup, even though it's a little bit, maybe a little bit longer than usual, then it makes the whole offer way better than just seeming like something that is 10% better than what they're using now, and then it's going to take a long time to set up, right? So this is what they're actually offering, and this is how people are seeing it. Right? So they only hit the maximum conversions possible when they are able to match the perceived value with the actual value they offer, right? That's when people really see the value. Right now, the only people that see the value are the ones that sign up, actually try it out, actually book a call with a team, and so on and so forth, or they're just really, really upset with the solution they have, so therefore they want to try it out. Right? So let me know what you think about this format. If you're interested in booking a call to figure out how this applies to you, just go ahead and leave a comment below. Let me know about what you think about this format as well in a comment below as well. And if just DM me if you'd like to book a call or learn more about how I can help you, how this might apply to you. Right? So this one was a teardown about Paddle. I think this homepage is really not that good at all. And yeah, hopefully you'll like it. Let me know what you think. Cheers.